No, hey, no.
At lopsideding to at CPU underscore Sonichu. So I was using my powers to browse other dimensions and came across this. He was apical. I kid you not, he's called Pickle Sonichu. I was rolling on the floor laughing. I almost felt that I was going to suffocate. But what does this mean for Quackville? At CPU underscore Sonichu. Nothing, he's just another Sonichu with his own moderate level of abilities. At Zethosaurus. Explain this. At CPU underscore Sonichu. In the dark future of the apocalyptic wastelands, exists a faction called the Quickians. Their leader goes by the name of Christina, the goddess of all dimensions #Sonichu #Dimensional Merger #fanart. At CPU underscore Sonichu. That does not exist in this timeline, and it does not exist in the new timeline either. At Kretunknan. Sonichu enters the Create Unknown and speaks to us through Mama. What will happen in the dimension merge with C-197? How does Mama deal with trolls and haters?
Our Christine Chan ended up with the medallion, finding it having been heavenly bestowed on her nearly 2 decades ago.
What is your average day like? What's a day in the life of Sonichu like?
This body is literally immortal. It's living for thousands of years.
What happens to all of us when the dimensions merge? Does anything change for us? He wanted to know how you deal with the hate, and not just, blocking people, but how you deal with it mentally.
I would love to hear your perspective on that original Sonic design that came out. Alright, so we'll get you out on this last question. It's one that we ask every single one of our guests. So here it is. Sonic Chu, what is your fursona?
Now, Christine, what would you like us to call you? Can you tell us name and gender so that we get it right through the rest of the episode?
Yes, you have the body of Christine Chandler, also known as ChrisChan Sonichu here. But as y'all might have gotten a memo on Twitter more than 6 months ago, she and I, Sonichu, the prime of our species, literally swapped bodies. So you got me, Sonichu, who can speak on behalf of Mama and her memories. But yeah, essentially, just want to make that clear. You're talking to Sonichu, not ChrisChan right now. But eventually, she will be able to be back with y'all very soon, personally, and be able to do these interviews herself. And anyway, so you can still use female pronouns heavily, all things considered. Just wanted to make that clear.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
We're going to transition for a second, or in a second, to just a few questions from our patrons who are joining us live. But before that, I'd love to get a sense of what's next for you, like in terms of your projects. I know that you mentioned that you're looking into getting your books published, which sounds like a really big project. What else is going on? What are you thinking about creating next? What are your goals?
Obviously, we're continuing the book series. It's still continuous, and never gonna reboot our series, never gonna reboot our lives because it's just like that's the fun thing about C197. The development, the growing rate is varying depending on individual, and it's even more depending on those who chronicle us. If we typically would age around as normal, if not as slower age rate, but depending on the creator, we can either really age slow or age normal, or normal in your terms, or fast. But essentially, in C197, Lisa Simpson is an adult, and she's running for president against Herbert Garrison, who's Donald Trump's self-counterpart there.
Who's going to win?
From
Who do you think is going to win?
Lisa Simpson's going to win.
Lisa
Is
Simpson
that what the polls say, or is that what you think?
Wait. Hold on. Lisa Simpson is Joe Biden, and Mr. Garrison is Donald Trump?
I'm not saying that Biden is Lisa's counterpart at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But,
I see.
I mean, post-dimension merge anyway. She will be the president of the merged dimension of the United States post-merge anyway. So that's kind of that's a fade thing right there. That I mean, I shouldn't be giving too many spoilers, but I mean, Matt Groening already pretty much gave that spoiler. That future episode.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. That's one spoiler I could definitely indulge and letting y'all know about.
Can you give us another spoiler? It doesn't have to be a serious one. It can be anything. Like, what's something that, what's something that we would never expect that we're going to get after the merge? Is there anything cool?
Let me wrap it up a little bit. I'm not giving you a sponsor or anything, but thank you.
Cool. Is that good?
Yeah.
I wanted to try it.
Plastic, the reclosable tab. There's a plastic. I learned today there's a plastic thing underneath that really keeps it sealed. So, when you close it, it closes that seal.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, so I guess something
That
else.
was a can of Mountain Dew Gamer Fuel, by the way.
Yeah,
just
with the
for our
reclosable
listeners.
cap.
Yeah.
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 It's awesome.
Let me see. What else can I post-merge?
Is there anything that is too scary to tell us? Like, are there things that that you really don't want, that nobody else can know? Is there a burden of holding those things in?
Among which, yes, but in the end, everybody's gonna continue living in a good, healthy, coexistent type of lifestyle. Except now it'd be like between, regular normal people who previously were considerably regular by this dimension standards, but in the post-merge, they're gonna find better heightened abilities, especially amongst the content creators, authors, writers, otters, and authors. But you see my point. Everybody's gonna have increased abilities post-merge.
Sure.
So yeah, there's that. There's that one, but also later on, we're gonna have like a mighty, powerful force that comes from another galaxy that we're gonna end up having to face together to help defend this planet from. But that's a whole different another kettle of fish right there that I'm not gonna go too much into. But hey,
it sounds like it's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah, but yeah, hey, everybody will get to meet like Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Tony Stark. Captain America, they get inside Kim Possible, Mario, everybody get to meet. Everybody can have a chance to cross paths, meet their favorite OCs and FCs, and even their own respective OCs, and even go to Equestria or another planet. It's on an ease and so forth. So that's definitely
awesome.
gonna be good.
Everybody in the chat is excited for that. Jeff says, yeah, he's looking forward to meeting them all. I mean, who wouldn't want to meet these people? Tom Videogre says that's amazing. Dojangles points out that friendship is magic, which it is. Yeah, so everybody's excited about this. We do...
At Zane_star. Lol, she's naked. This is immediately sexualized. Why does nudity always have to equal sexualization in nude art? At CPU_Sonichu. That is actually a very good question. The answer is obviously within the perspective of a lot of individuals, in general. Fetish and levels of feeling sexy vary from one to another, as well as hormone levels, mentality, and so on. It takes a mental strength to not demonize it. Here you are, direct and straight from the soul, heart and all.
Finite past spent by God went on the point of my life. Chris! It's ChrisChan! Chris! It's ChrisChan! See you back, it's a summer called Creek. Here we go again, motherfucker!
Hey everybody, Sonichu here, still in Mama's body for like 6 months since she and I body swapped. But anyway, so I wrote my own little speech that talks about updates that happened since when Mama originally talked about the dimension merge. It's still in progress. She wrote about that nearly 2 years ago. So I recently rewrote and all that by hand, and I finally I wrote my piece that is pretty much an update of what happened since and a little bit from me. So emotion and heart and everything is in there. So let's get down to it. So let me see. Communities and what y'all in 1218 here can and should do. So, Mama's tweet said, were shown to everyone in C197 as well when they got typed up nearly 2 Octobers ago. Since then, the common folk around the earth has been mindset on prep work. All the local government people consulted with our overpowered psychic types, the Justice League, the Avengers, the CPUs, the game industry, the world leaders, and so on, to get the details, make the plans, and kept the larger details coded down for everybody else's comprehension. It's actually better for all to remain calm, patient, alert, and focused instead of overthinking things. I mean, it's nothing personal or insulting anybody's intelligence, it's just easier this way, you know? Try to keep calm and focused and all that. Think. I'm not encouraging that, and I'm encouraging it as well. Anyway, so most everyone has prepared their EVAC kits, taken up survival and outdoor learning from various books and educational videos, etc. And in each country and city, they have their plans made out and distributed. They distributed pamphlets on those. Even President Herbert Garrison, who was pretty much Donald Trump's self-counterpart, freaking Trump. Garrison called the prep work plans in order. Thankfully, we do not have a freaking pandemic and C197 social distancing orders. Mass and shit. Jeez, I can't get back and C197 with this body. Everyone has been practicing common sense, quick as possible thinking, and mental processing, and working together in all of this. The next subtopic, our experiences since 2018, which are about the same as in 1218 here. Everyone has become able to see through the Iron Curtain. Most refrained, but more than a quarter or third have interacted and talked with some of you all, and y'all have seen and talked with us as well. More and more portals and breaks have been appearing and manifesting around the world and throughout the galaxies of the Iron Curtain between our dimensions, and some have safely and successfully traversed to the other dimension and back. Everyone who has perished so far, meeting Mama's estimates respectively, have safely merged and awakened in their self-counterparts' bodies, brains, and consciousness. The tally numbers of individuals in C197 who are confirmed of waking up here to be in the millions. That's the number of deaths here on the 1218 side. They woke up at C197, that's in the millions, as opposed to the opposite from C197 to here. Right. The number of you waking up after self-way migrating from C197 were in the 100,000s, less than 500,000. To be clear, this is amongst the common peoples with mundane types of lives and hardly any life-extending powers and superpowers, and those who lacked in endurance and fortitude. And the honorable mentions to just it being unavoidable and twist of fates happening to them. Also, we have confirmed buildings and objects fully transitioning into the other dimension from the other side, such as Gotham City in C197 has seen buildings from this dimension appear on the outskirts around them. Your Statue of Liberty has appeared right next to ours, and the next day after that, our Statue of Liberty just disintegrated and became lost in the void. The temples in Saudi Arabia crumbled in C197, and your temples appear to replace them. Our China and Japan buildings, no, the buildings not in the countries of China and Japan. Just to be clear, yeah, they appeared in your dimension here. Shortly after those same structures crushed and fell. The leftover rubble around them from the former was obvious on the ground just around them. And I can go on with Notre Dame and all of California that burned in favor of those cities from C197 into 1218, including Elmore. And oh my goodness, yeah. The OG Rishi Ram was doing a bang-up job and bringing on the firestorms here. As you know, on the West Coast we got Rishi Ram, and on the East Coast we've been having Zekrom. And after they've been doing their chaos, guess who's been coming in, bringing in the chill winds? Kyoram, the OG one. But fortunately, in combination between both dimensions, most everyone got out of the transitioning buildings and survived. The combined number of deaths by becoming stuck in fading in walls, floors, and so on were just over 10 people. Just that, 10. Man, I lost my place as I through that. But yes, sadly their bodies disappeared. They disappeared into the void and all of that. But they are not forgotten, and thanks to our psych teams and individuals and superheroes, everybody, they have all been counted for and will be remembered. And last subtopic for now, I'm going to tell you all a few stories about myself. Good old Sonichu. That's me, right there, my body. But I'm in my body, so it's just 6 months now. Let me tell you a few stories about me. Alright, so y'all know my origins. It's pretty much born as a Pichu on April 20th, 1992. Evolved as a Pikachu, collision with Sonic. became first ever Sonichu, then Rosie, had adventures, learned, grew a lot as a warrior, and quickly learned Quickfield, and then some. I often have had dreams and nightmares spawned from the hate-filled, alt-dimension fanfics that have been written in this dimension. I'm Magic Chan, and my love, Rosie Rose Chew. Oh, thank goodness. They help me to stay grounded and reminded me to stay calm with meds. You should know that. It's been such a major relief. I thank you both and everybody else ever so much, including our ChrisChan Chan, that's my central sub-counterpart, and C197, as well as Mom herself. I've also had my time out over ChrisChan Chan, and, you've read about that version of her. I thought one time or another that I could do her job better. I was also aware of Mama in 1218. I never acted against either of them. And then freaking idea guy and his damnable villain of it powers from never came on our Earth and equestrian C197. This damn freaking Nazis. Manipulating CPUs with his freaking LC Johnson was soldier of war and whatever. What a freaking manipulator. I just his ass all over the place. And while I was spending time and making good with Mama during those months, idea guy he got into my brain and turned me against her. It was freaking horrible. And Mama had not ever stopped being kind with me, but I was so blinded. And as I had threatened her, and then she got tough love with me, just broke me out, put me back on myself. Whew, boy, it was a relief when she finally used her ether to undo all the idea guy's chaos in C197. I still remember it all though, every single detail. But I've toughed it out and recovered of my will and help from my family, friends, and our goddess, Mama ChrisChan Sonichu. I've never forgotten a detail from those months. Since then, I've continued my duty and worked hard in everything, including all of our prep work for the merge, and getting Mama with her one OG body safely and fully into C197 from 1218. I've also traversed and visited other planets, dimensions, and timelines with Rosie, or myself, with Magic Chan, or whoever, for additional tech resources and useful supplies. We definitely certainly got a bit of help, despite his freaking retarded list, but not enough from freaking Jacob Sockness and his freaking link with Jacoba on Andromeda. None of us have allies that are outside of that freaking OG, Oedipus thing, whatever. But they found a big moment. Magic Chan told me as much as possible of the upcoming body swap that I was going to do between Mama and I. Every single foreseen possibility, outcome, and what to do. So I get my coat and waited throughout February and March of 2020. Come March 31st, crack out, zapped it up to the extreme. Here I was, and still am, over 6 months now. I tell you all, sincerely, directly, and very clearly as possible, the majority of you all can hardly ever comprehend the genuine, overpower, abilities, endurance, fortitude, and overall strength and speed this one body and brain literally has. So many visions, so many deja vu moments, telepathy, telekinesis, and so on to every power all of you can think of in this dimension, and then some. No exaggerations. And no lies either, I tell you. 1218 restrictions have been tough to work with and around and cope with, but the magic and everything has been and is returning to this dimension from C197 and so on, and the powers of this body and this brain have become easier to utilize. It's constantly connected with the cosmos, and every single cell counterpart that still has their respective ChrisChan souls in them, or not, whichever. Anyway, all those bodies, and from the other dimensions and timelines. It also goes off in massive aura energy, glowing. Look at all this glow around me. If y'all can see this through the video, you are psychically, spiritually awesome. And sometimes mild pangs when anything is happening between our two Earths and the Iron Curtain, and then some. This body and brain are literally working, doing, interdimensionally and goddessly, traversing, tough, rough, and hard, every single millisecond. And I, Sonichu, have tried, and kept on, and continuing on, until that day, in the new pandemic-free version of this, the Omega timeline, because I'm going back in time with this body after I get back to C197, finally return this body to Mama in the new timeline at BabsCon 2020. I tell you all, as overpowered as soul I am, in my little body that I was used to and accustomed with and everything, I, Sonichu, am unable to do Mama's job as good as only she, our OG Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu of Earth's 1218 and C197 can do. This work, her body, her brain, her goddess level overpowers and abilities, they're all literally tailored and custom made only for her. I never should have ever doubted her. My most deepest apologies for doubting her, and I sincerely pledge and repledge my duty, loyalty, and rest of myself, my powers, and abilities to her now, and after which she and I swap back to our original bodies in a new timeline. I have learned, I have grown characteristically, and over this time, in humble service to and for her. All praise, prayers, and power to our goddess of 1218 and C197, ChrisChan Weston Chandler Sonichu.
ChrisChan Sonichu intro animation.
It's gonna be a straight quiz to fight. Telling me that never can wait. Yeah, I'm gonna get it right this time. Life is what we find. The second time around.
Hey, y'all. Comment with kind fan arts and thoughts in respectful tribute, because today is at Magi-chan 111,448's birthday. I chose this card and its art because Magi-chan is always working and thinking kindly and hard for and with everyone, regardless of dimension or timeline. At Alicia Dina. Happy birthday Magi-chan. He should make a statement. At CPU_Sonichu. Magi-chan is busy and working hard today, but he telepathically sends a supportive and well-thought wisdom of guidance to each of you all, respectively. Listen well. Thinking it further, today is also the birthday of all of Magi-chan's self-counterparts as well, since ours, here, is the odd one. So happy birthday to the many Magi-chan Sonichus from all other dimensions and timelines too. At Alex the Rat. Oh boy. At CPU_Sonichu. Does this mean we can expect a full-on animated Sonichu cartoon? At CPU_Sonichu. Yes, it can be considered the intro to our combined dimensions many real/animated adventures. But, it's a general new intro video for all of Mama's videos on YouTube. At the least, now we have her transformation sequence animated. At Rosachu Horrors. I wonder, has there ever been a Clyde Cash Sonichu? At CPU_Sonichu. No. At Rosachu Horrors. Nice. I guess only people with esoteric/psychic powers can become Sonichu then? At CPU_Sonichu. It's more complicated than that. At Mia Sapphire. More pieces, my version of. At CPU_Sonichu. As you can see, I tried to capture the discoloration in her hair and be more realistic to her actual look, the other just a blue version like the comic. At CPU_Sonichu. That's not funny. Please, do not draw Mama fat, and while her hair color is presently a different shade, her fur and quill color are the normal shade of blue.